Good afternoon, FSU. Thank you for joining our Friday afternoon edition of FSU Weather. So looking at Doak, what we have for you right here, it's currently sunny and mostly sunny. We've got some of those cumulus clouds sitting over Doak, but it's nice and warm at 85 with a little bit of a wind coming from the south. Now, while we're feeling hot, the rest of the area is also feeling hot with temperatures all the way up to 90 in Valdosta with cooler temperatures as you get further down to the coast. Now with our live radar, we don't have anything kind of going on right now. It's looking nice and clear, nothing that should be affecting tonight's plans. But for tonight, as far as our temperatures go, it's going to be upper 60s and mostly all around the board. And as you get further down to the coast, it's going to be a little bit less like that. But for tomorrow, during the day, you've got warmer temperatures starting at upper 60s and then working its way down to 81, up to 81. Now what we have for you today is tracking our next rainmaker following the severe threat that's going on this weekend. And when is our next cool down? All this and more at FSU Weather.
Good afternoon, I'm student meteorologist Matthew Wisnett.
I'm student meteorologist Daniela Strudi, and what another hot day we've been having. Summer feels like it's here, even though spring just started not too long ago.
Yeah, absolutely. What a scorcher of a day. Just so hot to be outside. There's a little bit of a breeze, which helped alleviate some of the heat, but overall just way too hot to be outside.
And also some of that cloud cover as well. But another thing today, I was at the park early this morning. The sun was beaming. Thankfully, a little bit of relief from the clouds, but also that pollen. It was just falling like rain. I wonder what the pollen count is today because that was a little crazy.
Yeah, the pollen, I mean, it's been messing with my allergies, I know for sure, but I know for others, it's also been a little bit of just craziness. I even saw it blowing out of the trees earlier this week with a storm. But Chris, how has that pollen been affecting you here in Tallahassee and as well as others?
I mean, my goodness, Matthew. I mean, during my ins and knobs class today, I just could not stop blowing my nose. That pollen's been really bothering me here recently. But taking a look at the area, we see some very nice conditions, very blue skies over here, over by St. George Island, and we see those cumulus clouds looming over Tallahassee right now. Just a beautiful, warm, sunny day outside, and we're seeing those same conditions over at Doak Campbell Stadium and around the region. We have some pretty warm temperatures for this time of year, 87 degrees in Bainbridge and Thomasville. Our hot spot, though, 89 degrees over in Valdosta. For your 7-day forecast, we are expecting those very nice sunny conditions here for this weekend, but our next big rainmaker is arriving on Monday. So let's time this out together. By Sunday night around 7 p.m., we got all of this rain here. It's going to be moving into the Big Bend area with this cold front that's going to continue to move out into the, it's going to move to the east going into Monday. It's just going to keep dumping a lot of rain into the area, but it should be clearing out by Tuesday. And that will leave us with some nice and dry conditions. But with this system, we can expect quite a bit of rain. I mean, look at this, 2.5 inches of rain down in Apalachicola. Here in Tallahassee, about 1.71 inches. So a little bit over 1 to 2 inches in some places. So definitely a lot of rain, but we're still going to be seeing those dry conditions here for today, so perfect weather to go to the FSU baseball game tonight. I know I'll be there. I'll be in the baseball band. You don't want to miss that. But if you are heading to the game tonight, we have beautiful sunny skies just before the game starts. And even at 9 o'clock, we're still going to be nice and warm in the mid-70s. We will begin to cool off into the later evening hours, but just great weather tonight. Make sure to soak up all of that sunshine. Speaking of sunshine, we do have plenty of it tomorrow, but there are going to be some clouds. Good news is we are going to be seeing those very nice temperatures, so great weather to go ahead and walk your dog. For tomorrow, very similar weather to what we saw today. A little bit of a breeze, but we're going to be at 85 degrees in the area. And we're seeing those very similar conditions all around the Big Bend region, 83 in Tallahassee, 83 in Quincy, a little bit warmer over to the east, 87 in Madison and 88 in Valdosta. It's a great day to go to the pool tomorrow. We have those warm temperatures just dominating the region, just making for a great time to be outdoors. Make sure to just soak up all that sunshine before our next rainmaker arrives. And over in Panama City, we see those very sunny skies right now, but it is a little bit breezy now. So with that pollen, it might be blowing it around. So you might, if you're like me, maybe you'll be sneezing a little bit more. It's also a great weekend to go to the beach, although on Sunday, maybe not as much because we could be seeing some showers. And we also got some pretty big waves. That's why a rip current advisory is currently in effect. But for our rain chances, our big rainmaker is arriving on Monday. So make sure to pack an umbrella as you start your week. Your 7-day forecast, we get sunny skies towards the end of the week after the cold front passes through. But Matthew, can you tell us what the rest of Florida is looking like?
Yeah, the rest of Florida is looking hot, and just heat all around. You can see we have a lot of different clouds around Florida, but you can see we're having just a lot of heat. 90 degrees in Tampa. Pensacola is the only one that is not in those 80-degree marks. So unfortunately for them, just a little bit cooler than maybe some would like this time of year. Miami, we're going to see this weekend just good temperatures overall, as we're going to be seeing those mid 80-degree marks, but by Tuesday we will see those showers and storms start rolling in that'll eventually start lowering our temperatures as well. Fort Myers, 90 degrees, so it will be very hot. If you're going to be outside, you're definitely going to want that sunblock. But once again, Tuesday, we'll see that cold front pass through. Look at this, 76 degrees. So that cold front is coming, 10-degree difference, so it's going to be a lot cooler as we start the work week next week. Same thing for Tampa. We're going to see 90 degrees overall, and then look at the 70 degrees next week as well. So a big drop in our temperatures. Storms may not be as widespread in Tampa, but still that heat will be there this weekend. Same thing in Orlando. Lots of sunshine, so if you're going to be outside, you're going to want a little bit more of that sunblock. And by Tuesday, that cool down will show up, and we'll be dropping all the way from the 90s into the 70s. Jacksonville, it's a little bit more of a less drastic temperature change, as we'll be dropping into those lower 70s from those upper 80s. But showers once again on Monday. Pensacola, unfortunately, the loser for all of Florida for us, as we'll see lots of showers Sunday, Monday. But by Tuesday, the sun peaks out, but then we're back at that 70-degree mark, so much cooler for them overall. Miami, a little bit of cloud coverage pushing through for the most part. Orlando, a couple of maybe stray clouds, but a lot of sunshine for them. So if you are going to be out maybe playing some Friday night pickleball, it should be some great outdoor temperature and weather as well. Here in Tallahassee, we see some clouds off to our west, but for the most part, looking very nice for your Friday night plans. Saturday, we'll see some clouds start showing up, but it will be on Sunday where we'll start seeing that cold front start approaching us here in the Big Bend region and Florida, and we'll start seeing Panama City could see those showers start firing up in those early morning hours on Monday. So that drive to work on Monday here in Panama City or in Tallahassee could be a little bit wet, and you could have some rain. Tonight, we'll see 60-degree marks across the board, a little bit of 70s if you go into those more southern ranges for the most part, but overall, cloud coverage for most of the state outside of Fort Myers, where you might be able to see a little bit better of the stars overall. Tomorrow's forecast, we'll see a little bit more of that cloud coverage in Pensacola, so maybe not the best day to be outside. Tallahassee, though, look at this, 80 degrees, Gainesville 91, Orlando 91, so those 90s are sticking around. It's going to be very hot. It's also going to be a little bit more humid, so if you are outside, make sure you're hydrating, as it could be very hot as well. But Daniela, is the southeast facing a lot of these heat temperatures as well?
Yes, in fact, they are all around for the most part. As we take a look into our live cameras, Tampa, Nashville, Birmingham, and New Orleans, a mix of sun and clouds between all. But look at this heat. We have 84 in Birmingham, 91 in Tampa, 87 in Nashville, which will eventually see some more rain once again. We can take a look here at our live radar. We again have this red area here. Marks the tornado watch that is issued for these areas once again, as there's an enhanced risk of severe weather for today and into the weekend for these areas, as we have those incoming storms entering that region. And here again, taking our look for the next couple of days, Nashville again seeing some of that rain and even some snow going into Missouri. So there's all kinds of severe weather entering this same pocket region of tornadoes, flooding, hail, and now maybe even snow. So lots happening right now in the southeast. And even then, look at this, southeast right now is looking like a pool of lava all red across, but for the exceptions of the slight temperature gradient where that cold front is stalling across Arkansas. But we have highs in the mid to upper 80s and even 90s as well, as we take a look at Tampa at 91. And that is going to continue. Those temperatures are going to increase across Florida this weekend. We're going to see a lot more of those 90s. Tonight, we're going to have a little more of a cool down. but it's still going to be pretty mild and humid, cloudy for the majority of the southeast, seeing upper 60s into low 70s. Little Rock again seeing that severe weather, so they will have some showers and thunderstorms as well. Tomorrow, we see that gradient move a little more to the east, indicating that front is beginning to move slightly farther east and getting that little bit of a cool down for Shreveport and Little Rock, but those temperatures are still going to remain pretty warm and thunderstorms anticipated. The rest of the region is going to see more of mid to upper 80s and even flirting with 90s, especially in Florida as well. So as right now, again, we'll take a look at our active tornado watches across this area of the southeast between Texas, northern Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee, and Indiana and Kentucky. So there's a lot happening right now as well. But as we look here at the tornado watches, we'll see here some severe weather for the southeast that we're going to touch on a lot more with Chris as he's going to elaborate for the severe weather.
That's right, and just taking a look at our active tornado watches, just really spreading throughout much of the southeast here. We actually do have a couple of tornado warnings in effect, but we're going to take a look at our live radar right now where we do have this enhanced risk of severe weather, or this moderate risk actually of severe weather, where we see these supercells begin to fire up. It's going to cause some serious problems for folks living in these areas. Right now over in St. Louis, you can see some of those intermittent showers and strong to severe thunderstorms moving into the area right now. It's definitely going to be a rainmaker out there. Now, as we look towards the south, here we see more thunderstorms beginning to fire up with this cold front and even some heavier pockets into Texas right now. And right now, we do have a tornado warning just to the west of Mineola right now and also near Sulphur Springs. So if you are in the warning polygons right now, you need to be taking shelter underground or on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, because we do have this severe weather outbreak that's going to be ongoing for the next several days, really going into this weekend. We still have an enhanced risk for severe weather going into tomorrow, and a little bit closer to home in Tallahassee, we have a slight risk of severe weather going into Alabama and Georgia. But taking a look at our future radar, here is our big rainmaker, this cold front that's just been soaking, especially Memphis, as they've been facing several rounds now of severe weather. And just look at all of this heavy rain. That could be rain, also hail, just really just associated with this storm that's going to continue to move to the east. And even going into Sunday, here's when this line begins to move a little bit closer to home, but here in Tallahassee, that won't really arrive until Monday, when this system most likely will weaken. We won't be seeing that moderate risk of severe weather, but for our friends over in Arkansas, this is an extremely dangerous situation where we are expecting some EF3 plus tornadoes possible in that dark red polygon, and you can just see that our future tornado parameter is just, we have quite the high risk for tornadoes. So that's why we've been really concerned. Along with that, we have the risk for 2-inch plus sized hail, which could be very damaging to your personal property. And over in Memphis, we see that we have lots of rain in the forecast and some severe storms on the way. I mean, just look at these storms. When these start to rotate, that's when those tornado warnings are issued. So that's why the National Weather Service has gone ahead and issued a tornado watch for this area. And just look at all these showers, just a whole lot of rain, a whole lot of damaging wind. So that's why there is that risk for severe weather. And that's just going to continue on through the next several days. And just, we're also really concerned about flooding, possibly 10 to 15 inches of rain, which will cause some serious flash flooding concerns. But fortunately, it seems like this rain will finally begin to clear off going into Monday. For Atlanta, starting to see some of that more rainier weather on Sunday into Monday. And along with that cold front, we're going to see those winds really begin to pick up here. And of course, with that system, also quite a bit of rain to go along with this system. But now we're going to head over to the desk where we're going to actually kind of recap some of the severe weather we've been seeing these past couple of days here.
Yeah, so we saw that previous picture and it had so many warnings and thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings of like what was going to show up, and it just spans over such a great area
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, check this out. We've had 656 severe thunderstorm warnings, as well as 319 tornado warnings. So nearly like 1,000 severe weather alerts only in the past 3 daes.
Right, and it like, just look at the sheer area that it covers. It goes all the way from Nebraska, and goes all the way as far east as Pennsylvania, and just, yeah, it's just a lot to look out for, and just stay alert, stay on your phone, seek shelter when you get those tornado warnings. That means that a tornado has touched down in the area, so just be on the lookout for it.
That's right, and we've even seen a lot of tornado reports already over the past several days, and unfortunately there's more severe weather on the way, even into this weekend. So folks, we're not done here yet, so you still need to be weather aware going into this weekend, as we do have some severe weather on the way, and you just need to start planning ahead now. Now is the time to really think about your tornado safe place. You should be ideally underground or on the lowest floor of a story building, away from windows. You just want to put as many things between you and the outside world as possible in the event of a tornado. So it's really important to be thinking about those things, because we are in prime severe weather season. And now we're going to go over to the wall with Alyssa.
Yeah, so what we have for you, we have an outlook of all 4 places around Tallahassee. You've got the Sportsplex, Panama City, Lake Bradford, and St. George. You got nice weather all around, some clouds sitting in the Sportsplex and Lake Bradford, but all around looking nice. Now, for the game that's happening today, it's going to be nice, good temperatures. That's going to cool down as the night goes on. But what we have for you is tonight, maybe post-game, what you have from 9, it's going to start at 75, and then kind of go further and decrease in temperature as you get further into the night at upper 60s. Now, for if you wanted to walk your dog, it's going to be nice and cool in the morning, 67, upper 60s, and should warm to upper 70s by 11. Great weather to walk your dog. There's going to be some clouds, so it's going to be nice and shade. It's going to be awesome just to walk your dog. Now, for tomorrow's poolcast, it's going to be nice and warm. It's going to be a great weather. It's going to be great tanning weather, but a little bit of clouds in the day. Now, for Panama City Beach, if you find yourself lucky enough to go down there, it's going to be upper 70s with some clouds in the morning, but it should clear up by the end of the day. And then Sunday, you will have those showers, but it's going to be nice and good. Airport delays, there's nothing really going on here. However, in different areas, there's going to be some clashing. Now, for the backyard poolcast, it's going to be 85, nice and good, and it's just going to be all around great weather. Now, if you wanted to look at our nightlife later on after the game, high 60s, partly cloudy, it's going to be great conditions all around. Now, Daniela, why don't you tell us a little bit about the weather that's going to happen?
Yeah, so around the Tallahassee area again, a lot of that heat we see around the Big Bend and the Panhandle. Even we're seeing a mix of some upper 70s and even low to mid 80s as well. And at Doak Campbell Stadium, we are seeing a lot of cumulus clouds. Check this out. We have, but also those warm temperatures. We see 76 in Carabel, 87 in Bainbridge and Thomasville, 89 in Valdosta. They read 90 degrees earlier, so we are flirting with some record highs this week, but thankfully we will see some relief as we move into the week ahead. That we're going to see a system move in on Sunday. It's between Sunday and Monday with a chance of severe weather, but that rain is going to not only wash away that pollen, but it's going to drop those temperatures as well. We're beginning to see some morning lows back in the 40s, lots of sunshine, and low to mid 70s for your highs throughout next week, but we will begin to start creeping back up into the 80s towards the end of next week. And here we'll take another look at this system moving in Sunday. Around Sunday night, we can begin to see the cold front approaching the Panhandle area towards southern Alabama, and then it will begin to pass through going into Monday morning and afternoon. But well by sundown, the system should be pushed through, and expect a lot of rain as well once we move through this front. We can see some heavy showers and thunderstorms, potentially seeing between 1 to 2 inches of rain, especially possibly some concentrated areas like Apalachicola or in South Georgia as well, seeing maybe even over 2 inches of rain. But thankfully right now we don't have to worry about that as we see lots of sun, heat, and no rain on the radar right now. We are all clear. And for tonight as well, we're going to maybe see some clouds passing by, but those temperatures are going to begin to drop a little bit, feeling a little more comfortable, especially if you're going to be outdoors for that baseball game tonight as well to support your Noles. Tomorrow morning, we will have lows in the upper 60s, cloudy skies. That sun will begin to peek out towards the later morning hours, but do anticipate those temperatures to begin to creep back up well into the mid to upper 80s. So tomorrow afternoon, we will have highs at 85 or even higher in some areas, and expect those southerly winds to continue and be very breezy tomorrow. We have winds up to 15 miles per hour tomorrow. And again, those temperatures staying in the low to mid 80s, maybe even upper 80s in some places as well. So slightly cooler. Those breezes and clouds will definitely help, but look at this pool water, guys. I know if I was outside right now, I would love to be in a pool, and today is a good day to go to the pool as well. We may have those passing clouds again, but that sun is raging out there right now. I wish I could have some sunscreen when I was out there this morning, but I believe it's a great day to be at the pool. It's a Friday, nice day to relax. And also at Panama City as well, we have some partly cloudy skies, but again, those temperatures are very fit for the beach and very, very breezy. We've got some winds from the south-southeast at 20 miles per hour. And again, those for the weekend, the conditions are not going to be as good. So we're going to see here in the upper 70s and some showers across Panama City Beach. And again, those breezy conditions, which also is contributing to a rip current statement across much of the coastal Alabama and Florida Panhandle and Big Bend counties. So be aware of that when you decide to go into the water. And again, those rain chances are going to ramp back up on Monday, but the rest of the week, those chances will remain low. So one last look at your 7-day. Again, we're going to expect that rain and potential severe weather to come in on Monday, but lots of cooler, more spring-like temperatures and sunnier skies will approach. But Matt and Chris, what is your prediction for the baseball game tonight?
Well, I'm, hoping the Noles will pull out a nice dub tonight against our ACC rival Wake Forest. So, always hoping for a Nole win.
I think 10-0 run rule. I think we win the 6th. That's always what I'm going to go with. But, I think for me this weekend, as Daniela has talked about, it's a pool of lava outside. So I might have to go to the pool or might have to go to the ocean to cool down since it's just so hot outside.
Yeah, it's been really warm outside. I know I've been sweating a lot recently. I know I was walking through to all my classes today. I had to walk from the EOAS building all the way to Diffenbaugh. I was just sweating buckets. I was not enjoying it, but definitely looking forward to a little bit of a cool down after this cold front, but it's definitely some great weather for some FSU baseball tonight.
Yeah, it's just been so hot outside. I'm not gonna lie. It's too early for this. I'm from Florida. It's just too early for this type of heat. But don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms, which will be coming up really shortly here, as we are on Twitter. We are on a lot of different stuff, and here we go. So we are on Twitter at FSU Weather.
And we're also on Facebook. Be sure to like us at FSU Weather.
We are also on Instagram, so don't forget to follow us at FSU Weather as well.
Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, turn on notifications on YouTube at FSU Weather.
And don't forget, we are also on TikTok, so follow us at FSU Weather. And one last look at the 7-day forecast.